Baltimore Orioles versus Cleveland Guardians. It's an American League battle on Tuesday, July 22nd. The Orioles are in last place in the AL East as they are way off the pace in their division. They are well below 500 on the road, too. The Guardians are in second in the AL Central, but they are over 10 games back of the Tigers. They also own a below 500 record at home. The Orioles will start Brandon Young while the Guardians turn the starting role over to Joey Cantillo. Baltimore is 44-55 overall this season. They are in last place in the American League East Division. They are 14.5 games back of Toronto for first place in the division. The Orioles are also 8.5 games back of a wild card spot. They have a 22-30 road record this season. They have lost 5 of their last 6 games coming into Tuesday. In their last game, the Orioles lost 10-5 to the Guardians on Monday. Brandon Young starts for the Orioles against the Guardians on Tuesday. The right-handed pitcher is 0 for 4 with a 7.52 ERA in 6 starts this season. His last start saw him throw 4.1 innings against the Marlins on July 13th. Young allowed 7 runs and 9 hits in an 11-1 loss. Baltimore is 1-5 when Young has started this season. Young has a 6.23 ERA in 2 road starts as he's allowed 6 runs in 8.2 innings pitched. The Orioles are hitting .239 this season, which ranks 8th worst in the league. They rank 23rd in runs scored, while they also are 23rd in hits, too. The Orioles have hit the 12th most home runs, while they have also struck out the 10th most times. Baltimore is hitting .229 when they have played on the road. They are hitting .226 in July and .235 against the American League Central Division, struggling to find consistency at the plate in key matchups. Cleveland is 49-50 overall this season. They are in second place in the American League Central Division, as they are 10 games back of the Tigers. The Guardians are 3.5 games back of the Red Sox for the final wild card spot. They are 23-24 when they play at home. The Guardians have won 9 of their last 11 games coming into Tuesday's game, showing signs of a mid-season surge. In their last game, Cleveland defeated Baltimore 10-5 at home on Monday, July 21st, behind a strong offensive performance. On Tuesday, Joey Cantillo gets the start for the Guardians. The right-handed pitcher is 1-0 with a 4.17 ERA. Cantillo has made 3 starts and 21 relief appearances this season. His last start saw him throw 5.1 innings against the White Sox on July 13th. He allowed 4 runs and 7 hits in a 6-5 win. Cleveland is 2-1 when Cantillo has started this year. In 15 innings, Cantillo has a 6.00 ERA when pitching at home. His elevated home ERA reflects early struggles with command and hard contact, which could pose problems against more disciplined lineups. The Guardians have the second worst batting average in the league as they are hitting .223 this year. They rank 5th worst in runs scored, while they also sit dead last in hits. Cleveland ranks 20th in home runs, but they have the 10th most stolen bases. They are hitting .221 at home, along with a .209 batting average in July. Cleveland does have a .2,322 average against the AL East. Their lack of consistent contact and power has made it difficult to generate rallies, even though their speed adds some pressure on the base paths. The offenses have been poor throughout the year for Cleveland and Baltimore, which have been main reasons for both teams' failures at times. I'm expecting a low-scoring game with the Guardians hitting just .221 at home and Baltimore's .229 road average. No matter who is pitching, both teams have struggled on offense. The Guardians' offense has not been very good as a whole this year, lacking consistent power and ranking in the bottom half of the league in several key metrics. But they have been strong and found ways to win over the past few weeks, relying on timely hitting, speed on the bases, and disciplined at-bats. Against a poor Orioles side that's been struggling to find rhythm, I think Cleveland's offense will be able to do enough to get a win. They are going up against Brandon Young, who has struggled on the road with a 6.23 ERA when playing away from home, often giving up early runs and failing to work deep into games. The Guardians can play small ball with their base stealing and aggressive situational hitting to manufacture a few runs and take control early. Joey Cantillo has been pretty good since moving into a starting role. He's coming off of a win over the White Sox, where he did just enough to help Cleveland secure the victory, keeping hitters off balance with his off-speed pitches. In a close game with two inconsistent offenses, I'm taking the home team to edge it out, especially with Cleveland's bullpen showing more reliability in recent outings. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Cleveland Guardians minus 1.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Cincinnati Reds versus Washington Nationals. Cincinnati, 52-48. Will be trying to pick up their third consecutive series win when they visit Nationals Park on Tuesday night to face Washington 39-60 in the second game of their three-game series. Chase Burns, 0-1, 6.49 ERA, will get the start for the Reds. The Nationals will counter with Brad Lord, 2-5, 3.46 ERA. Washington is 7-3 in its last 10 games against Cincinnati. The Reds played well over the past week, and they've won 6 of their last 8 games. They are third in the NL Central standings, 7.5 games behind Milwaukee and Chicago, who are tied for first. They will try to keep the momentum going and move up the division standings with a win on Tuesday. Cincinnati averages 4.56 runs per game, which is 12th in the league. Their .246 batting average is 17th in the league. Their .318 on-base percentage is 15th, while their .397 slugging percentage is 17th. Elly De La Cruz has been the most consistent batter for the Reds. He leads the team with a .281 batting average, 18 home runs, and 65 RBI. Cincinnati is giving up 4.19 runs per game, which is 15th in the league. Opponents have a .235 batting average against the Reds, which is 6th in the league. Their 3.87 ERA is 13th, while their 1.24 WHIP is 10th. In his last start, Burns gave up 4 hits and 2 runs in 6 innings, leading to a 3-2 loss to Colorado. The Nationals struggled over the past couple of weeks, and they've lost 6 of their last 7 games. They are at the bottom of the NL East standings, 4.5 games out of 4th place. They will try to turn things around and move up the standings with a win on Tuesday. Washington averages 4.28 runs per game, which is 19th in the league. Their .244 batting average is 18th in the league. Their .310 on base percentage is 21st, as is their .388 slugging percentage. C.J. Abrams leads Washington with a .283 batting average, while James Wood leads the team with 24 home runs and 69 RBI. Washington is giving up 5.41 runs per game, which is 28th in the league. Opponents have a .264 batting average against the Nationals, which is 28th in the league. Their 5.22 ERA is also 28th, while their 1.41 WHIP is 26th. In his last appearance, Lord gave up no hits and no runs in 2.1 innings out of the bullpen. But the Nationals lost to Milwaukee, 6-5. The Reds played under the total in 3 of their last 5 games. Cincinnati averages 4.56 runs per game and averaged 5 runs per game in their last 3 games. They're batting .255 against right-handers, and they're facing a starter who gave up 5 runs in 2 starts. The Nationals average 4.28 runs per game and average 2.33 runs per game. In their last 3 games, they're batting .244 against right-handers, and they're facing a starter who gave up 3 runs in his last 2 starts. Don't expect these teams to score enough runs to push the score over the total. The Reds and Nationals played under the total in 3 of their last 4 meetings. The Reds have won 6 of their last 8 games, gaining momentum with improved offensive consistency and timely pitching, while the Nationals have dropped 6 of their last 7, struggling to find rhythm on either side of the ball. Cincinnati has the edge here because they've had a lot of success batting against right-handers, with a top 10 OPS in that split over the past few weeks. They're going up against Lord in what looks like a bullpen game for Washington. Lord has given up 5 runs in 2 starts this season and hasn't shown the command or velocity to keep major league hitters off balance. With the Nationals likely piecing together innings from a bullpen that ranks among the worst in ERA, WHIP, and opponent's batting average, they will have a hard time slowing down a Reds lineup that's been aggressive early in counts and capable of stringing together rallies. If Cincinnati can get ahead early, they should be able to control the pace and cruise to a win. Washington won't be as successful offensively because they haven't had as much success against right-handers, batting well below league average in that split over the past month. They're going up against Corbin Burnes, who has been solid on the mound for the Reds, giving up just 3 runs across his last 2 starts while showing improved command and swing-and-miss stuff. Burnes has been especially tough the first time through the order, limiting early scoring opportunities, with Cincinnati's bullpen also doing a better job lately, posting one of the lower ERAs in the National League over the past 2 weeks. The Reds have the arms to keep Washington's offense in check. Given the Nationals' recent struggles generating extra base hits and the Reds' improving late-inning reliability, it's shaping up to be a tough night for Washington at the plate. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Cincinnati Reds ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Chicago White Sox versus Tampa Bay Rays. On Tuesday, the Chicago White Sox will take on the Tampa Bay Rays at George M. Steinbrenner Field, and this is the first series of the season between Chicago and Tampa Bay. The teams have split the last 10 matchups, and the over was 6-4 in those 10 games. Chicago 35-65 SU, 56-44 RL, and 43-52-5 OU swept Pittsburgh in its previous series. The White Sox are 5-5 in their last 10 games. The over-under was split 5-5. Chicago hasn't named a probable starter for tomorrow's game against Tampa Bay. The White Sox are expected to turn to right-hander Davis Martin, per reporter Scott Merkin. In his last outing, the 28-year-old surrendered 4 runs and 7 hits in a 6-frame loss against Houston. He is 2-7 with a 3.79 ERA and 1.23 WHIP this season, 14 appearances, including 1-5 with a 4.62 ERA and 1.33 WHIP on the road, 39.0 IP. The White Sox were devoid of offensive juice last season, and not much has changed in 2025. 27th in runs scored, including 3.4 runs per game on the road. Chicago started the second half with a bang, though, scoring 27 runs in 3 games against the Pirates. Tampa Bay, 52-48 SU, 52-48 RL, and 40-56 for OU, won 2 of 3 games against Baltimore in its previous series. The Rays are 3-7 in their last 10 games. The under was 7-1. Tampa Bay will start right-hander Drew Rasmussen on Tuesday against Chicago. In his last outing, the 29-year-old allowed 1 run and 3 hits in just 2 innings versus Boston, a shortened appearance as part of a cautious workload plan. Despite the limited innings, Rasmussen has been one of the more reliable arms in the Rays' rotation this season. He is 7-5 with a 2.86 ERA and 1.03 WHIP in 19 games this year, showcasing excellent command and the ability to generate soft contact. At home, he's been even more effective, going 4-5 with a 2.64 ERA and 0.99 WHIP across 12 starts at Tropicana Field. Opponents are hitting just .217 against him at home, and his strikeout-to-walk ratio remains strong. With Rasmussen's steady presence on the mound and the Rays looking to bounce back from recent struggles, he gives them a strong chance to start the series on the right foot. Tampa Bay was one of the better baseball teams in May and June, winning 33 of their 55 games and showing the kind of balanced play that made them a legitimate playoff contender. However, They haven't sustained that momentum in July, starting just 5-10 as both their pitching and offense have hit a rough patch. Despite the recent slump, the Rays' pitching staff has remained fairly steady with a 3.75 ERA, ranking among the top third in the league thanks to solid performances from both their rotation and bullpen. Offensively, the lineup has been consistent overall, averaging 4.7 runs per game at home and matching that same number on the road, a testament to their ability to generate runs regardless of the ballpark. But in July, situational hitting has let them down, with too many missed opportunities in key moments. Still, with their pitching holding strong and offensive depth across the lineup, Tampa Bay remains a dangerous opponent capable of snapping out of their slump at any time. With Martin likely taking the hill for Chicago, I believe Tampa Bay should score several early runs. He has a 5.48 xERA and .301 xBA this season, indicating negative regression is looming, especially against a lineup capable of generating early pressure. Martin also ranks in the 20th percentile or lower in key expected metrics such as barrel percent, hard hit percent, and K percent, all of which point to a lack of swing and miss stuff and an inability to limit quality contact. His struggles with command and inability to miss bats leave him vulnerable against a Rays offense that thrives on exploiting pitchers who can't finish counts. Tampa Bay has been aggressive in the early innings lately, and if Martin can't locate his secondary pitches, the Rays could put up crooked numbers before the game even hits the middle innings. This matchup heavily favors Tampa's bats early. While they haven't been consistent run producers on the road, the mere possibility that Chicago continues to rake has me hesitant to bet on the under in tomorrow's game. The Sox exploded against the Pirates last series, putting up crooked numbers with aggressive at-bats and hard contact throughout the lineup. If the Rays don't have a solid pitching plan behind their opener, the visitors will be confident enough to take advantage, especially in the middle innings, when Tampa Bay's bullpen has occasionally faltered. Chicago's recent offensive surge, paired with their tendency to feed off momentum, makes them a dangerous lineup when hot, even if their season-long road splits suggest otherwise. With Tampa's pitching uncertain, it's hard to trust a low-scoring game. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Tampa Bay Rays ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Houston Astros versus Arizona Diamondbacks. The Houston Astros, 57-42, and the Arizona Diamondbacks, 50-50, will play their second of a three-game interleague series. The first game was played late on Monday night. This is the only series played between these teams this season. Houston will start Framber Valdez, 2.75 ERA, while Arizona sends out Eduardo Rodriguez, 5.94 ERA. The Houston Astros began the second half of the season on the road against their division rivals, but lost 2 of 3 in Seattle against the Mariners. They needed to win the final game to avoid the sweep, taking the final outing 11-3. They still hold a 4-game lead over the Mariners, who sit in second in the AL West. In Sunday's win, Victor Caratini had 3 hits and 3 RBIs from his spot as the DH. Caratini is a 31-year-old in his second season with the team. He has bounced around the majors playing with the Cubs, Padres, and Brewers. Before landing in Houston, he is a catcher but has taken the DH spot and has been batting third in the lineup recently. Caratini has 10 home runs and 36 RBIs on the season while batting .272 at the plate. Christian Walker hit a go-ahead home run in the 6th inning to create a lead that Houston did not relinquish. He bats fourth as their first baseman and is now up to 13 home runs and 50 RBIs on the season. Isaac Paredes is their top home run hitter, but he will miss this game as he is on the 10-day IL with a hamstring injury. Framber Valdez will make his 20th start as a 31-year-old left-hander. He has a 10-4 record, but the team has won in all of his last 12 starts. His ERA is 2.75 and has added 125 strikeouts against 41 walks. In his last start, Valdez pitched 6 scoreless innings and struck out 10 in a win over Texas. The Arizona Diamondbacks have started the second half of the season on fire as they came out and swept the Cardinals at home. Arizona outscored St. Louis 22-7 in the series, but still sit just 4th in the difficult NL West. They are 8 games behind the division-leading Dodgers and are 4.5 games out of the final wildcard spot in the NL. In Sunday's game, Eugenio Suarez hit 2 home runs in the 5-3 win over the Cards. At 34 years old, Suarez is having one of the best seasons of his career and leads all of Major League Baseball with 85 RBIs. Suarez was an all-star this season and is also 3rd in the league in home runs with 35. Suarez had a long career in Cincinnati before playing 2 seasons with the Mariners and is now in his 2nd year in Arizona, where he has been batting 5th as their 3rd baseman. Corbin Carroll had 2 hits on Sunday. He is their leadoff hitter and has added 21 home runs and 48 RBIs while typically taking his spot out in right field. Geraldo Perdomo is having a strong season at shortstop. He leads the team with 99 hits and 15 stolen bases while batting .272 from the 3rd spot in the lineup. Eduardo Rodriguez will make his 17th start of the season as a 32-year-old left-hander. He has a 3-6 record with the team losing in each of his last 3 starts. His ERA is 5.94 to go with 34 strikeouts against 13 walks. In his last start, Rodriguez gave up 4 earned runs in 4 innings in a loss to the Padres. The Astros will be able to control this game with Valdez on the mound, which will slow down the scoring punch from Arizona. The D-backs got hot against St. Louis, but they did not face a pitcher who is on a run quite like Valdez. 3 of his last 4 starts, he held his opponents scoreless and will have a similar performance here against Arizona. Rodriguez is on the mound for the D-backs. He has held his opponent to 1 or fewer runs in 3 of his last 5 games. This will be a low-scoring battle in the desert. The Diamondbacks may be playing well recently, but the trends heavily favor the Astros in this one. Houston is starting Framber Valdez, which is almost a guaranteed recipe for success lately. The Astros have won a ridiculous 12 straight games with Valdez on the mound, a stretch in which he's delivered quality starts consistently and kept opposing lineups off balance with his elite sinker and curveball. He just struck out 10 in a dominant, scoreless performance against the Rangers, showing he's in peak form. Things have not been going nearly as well for the D-backs when Slade Cecconi or Brian Rodriguez takes the hill, and if it's Rodriguez, Arizona is in trouble. They've lost each of his last 3 starts, including a disastrous outing where he gave up 8 earned runs to the Royals before being pulled early. Houston's offense is too deep and too disciplined to let opportunities slip, and with Valdez dealing and the Astros chasing the division crown, they're in a strong position to cruise to yet another win and extend their dominance with Valdez leading the charge. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Houston Astros moneyline. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.